You guys still want to start out with your H, but for the sake of the demo so you can actually see it, I'm going to do the 2B. So what happens is you guys want to, when you think about hair, you need to think about it in sections. We've been talking about anatomy and how we've been discussing bone structure and muscle and all that kind of thing, right? And how your skin lays over all of that. Well, the way that you shade hair is exactly how you would shade muscle. It's in strands and sections. So I don't want you to think that your hair is literally going to be like lines like this, okay? That's going to really flatten it out. So the nice thing is that you probably have a very vague grid left. I haven't erased mine all the way, but you can kind of see if you've erased your grid, you'll be able to tell kind of where that grid was, and that might help you within your hair sections. So when you're shading, what I do is exactly that, pick out sections of darks, and I will kind of press and lift as I'm applying the pencil, and almost like very subtle, maybe gesture lines. And then it's almost like pretending like you're combing your hair. So you want to take your pencil strokes in the direction that your hair is growing. And I'm just focusing on the lights and the darks. And then that's how this happened over here. Oopsie. How you can see it's starting to turn. Now, those little wispies, the little baby hairs, those don't come until the end. So you can see here I'm looking. The top of my hair is super, super light, but you can kind of see how some of this is going to match up, pulling some of these sections in this way. So you have to turn your hair by turning your pencil a little bit. It might help even more down here where you guys can see the braid of my hair and how it would be even more sectioned off. So it's almost like I'm shading and drawing at the same time. And then the hair would come this way. Then the other thing I wanted to show you is I go back and forth. I will go around areas. Whoop. Where are you on? I hit snooze instead of stop last hour. So this crosses, so you guys can see there's highlights here. I've done one of two things. Depending on how chunky the highlight is, I'll work around it. But then sometimes they're really fine. So I'll end up putting in the darks, and then I'll take an eraser and I'll actually draw some of the strands back out, depending on, like I said, how fine or how thick your hair is. Okay. So when you first start your hair, this is what it looks like. It's exactly how I started it here. It's the same thing. Okay, so it's not going to look realistic at first. It's just picking out your dark sections, and you can see here how it's turning every time. The other thing I want you to think about too is how it connects to your skin, that it shouldn't be a line here. So if you've started shading your skin up here, you don't want to have a line where your scalp ends. It should, your hair really kind of dusts in there, kind of floats into your skin. Otherwise it looks like a cap on your head. Okay. So, and then you can see on this side too, same thing, how I turned my pencil. And these areas, I can tell I worked around them because they're pretty crisp. This area would have been maybe where I would have taken my eraser and kind of drew them back out again.